Okay, now I'm live. Yeah, yeah. No, I don't still don't hear you. Okay, now I'm live. No, still don't hear you. No. Is your microphone not muted or anything, is it? Okay. Yeah, I know. It was working just fine earlier. Okay, because I got my chat and everything now. Now, why all of a sudden stop working? That really, because you got okay, your that telephone icon, and then you got your mic is unmuted, right? Yeah. You just left the call. Okay. Yes, it is weird. Well, maybe they were just at okay. Yeah, we have technical difficulties with one of my guests here. I don't know what the deal is. It was just working just fine. That sucks. Well, I can do the old fashioned thing. I can put you on a speakerphone, I guess. You want to do that? Yeah, because ain't nothing. I mean, you're there because you just popped back in. Uh-huh. Yeah, guess we do. I guess we have to just do it the old fashioned way again. I don't know why. I don't know why you just didn't get the camera and the microphone. You can always, you don't have to show your face on it. Something is wrong. Something wrong. Hmm. Ooh. No. I guess that was my speakerphone going crazy. Nope.
Sound like you might be too close to the speaker. I mean, to the microphone or something.
Yeah, but we still should be able to hear her, period. even if she wasn't too close, you should be able to hear something.
Yeah, it sounds like feedback.
The LED light is not even coming on her feed.
Oh, yeah, I can hear her speaking. Oh, I guess you had her on speakerphone, like you said.
Yeah, I had her on speakerphone.
Oh, okay.
No, there's nothing. You can probably change the USB port that you're using. Is it a user? Are you using a USB port? Your computer has more than one USB port. Just change it to another one and see what's happening with that. Still didn't work? Yeah. Right. Uh-huh. Okay, now, okay. Well, I don't know, my phone like it's tripping. On the speakerphone end. I want to say something. Yeah. Maybe maybe that feedback is coming from your end. Yeah. Okay, yeah. That's what happened last time. We can work with that, I guess. No, we can't work with that one.
Does she have the actual video playing? See, I'm getting an echo too when I talk. Yours.
Yeah, that's my that's the speakerphone.
No, I'm talking about. You see, when I talk, I can hear myself echoing through your camera.
Oh yeah.
You probably had a tab open because now it's not doing it no more.
Okay, let me see.
I try her now. Try her now because the echo just went away.
Okay, I got see, I can hear myself in the background. That's where the echo is coming from. You have to mute. You have to mute your that tab. Sister Alberta. Yeah, you have to mute that tab. That's probably where the echo coming from. No, I can't hear you. I can't hear you there on the live stream, but say something. No, there's some kind of a. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening here. I can't even put you on speakerphone. Well, I don't know. We'll go ahead and do this and get out and just play with it while we're doing it. Maybe you pop in. That's the best thing we can do. I can't even put you on speakerphone. It's acting crazy too. You and your FBI friend, y'all, I mean. Yeah, get the one with the camera and the mic. The log tech. Yeah. Well, we'll keep playing with it while we go through this discussion real quick, and you might pop in. Who knows? Because it was working. Yeah. So it's got to be on your end. You know, brother Craig is here, and yeah. All right. Let me get off the phone. Let us do this, and because if you come in, I'll hear you. All right. Okay. Wow. Technical difficulties got me half an hour behind schedule. Brother Craig, you there? You got your mic muted. Man, yeah. I want the sister to be here with us, man.
I mean, because it's a feedback, because that's just how microphones are. Like when they're too close to the speaker, that's like a feedback issue. That's how microphones, when you put microphones too close to a speaker, you get that same feedback noise. So that means that, man, it's either you might have like the speakers up a little too loud and it's too close and it's getting some type of interference, or you or her might have another tab open.
No, I don't have a tab open, but I have my tab on pause. That stops all that.
Because I'm sure that you could probably, man, get it working. Let me see. Oh, wow, I was going to say, man, if my phone was charged, I would try to make just a call on my phone and just see, because it might be, you might have either the volume up a little too loud or it's too close to your mic. I mean, something's too close to something. That sounds just like how a microphone.
We're not getting no sound from her at all.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the speakerphone should work, because it works all the time when I try it. Like the speakerphone should definitely be away, but I faced that problem as well. And it was either like somebody had like an open tab open somewhere, or it's either the way you position the the phone to the in proximity to the the microphone on your computer or something.
Well, I had her on here not too long ago, and it's no further. It's just as close as it was the last time.
Yeah. See. Wow.
And
wow.
We're not getting any sound from her at all.
Wow.
Her LED light is not jumping. Period. There's nothing. It just went out, and all of a sudden.
Wow.
But anyway, she's gonna keep playing with it, and maybe it might pop through. Who knows? Because it was working. It was working before we came on air.
Right. I heard it when I joined in. Yeah.
Yeah, it was working when we came before we actually went to live.
Right.
Anyway, let's get this party started. I'm not gonna talk a long time. I hope this should be a very short discussion. As always, peace forever and always in the name of our ancestors. I am the mighty one, Angelsnupnup7, your soul brother number one, and welcome once again to another edition of what I call the Reality Temple on Earth. Man, this whole technical stuff threw me for a loop. I'm way off. Well, I'm going to do the best that I can. Let me see what's happening in the chat room. Okay. Somebody, Sister Alberta, somebody says maybe you need to update, and that might be your problem. Update your go to Google and Google Hangouts driver and update the driver, because I know you told me you had an older computer. You probably need a new drive. That might be the problem, because it's a new microphone, and anything old is not going to function right. So that might be the problem. Update the driver. Our friend Mims suggests that. Man, maybe we should have got on the case and did a test drive yesterday or something. But anyway, we on air now. Thank you, Mims. And Sister Alberta worked on that. She's one of my special guests here, and I have my brother Craig in the house, and Mims always in the house with us. And I must apologize. I'm very sorry, but these technical things happen, because when I first started, the live stream didn't want to work good at all. I didn't have a chat room or nothing. It was just technical difficulties for us today. It just did not go very smooth. But we're going to go ahead and get on this. And see, I had some topics that I wanted to talk about, and I really needed Sister Alberta here. Wow. Maybe we just do we'll do this next week, open discussion. But we'll talk a little bit now, I guess. Because it don't look like a whole lot of folks showed up anyway, for real. But we're gonna talk, so let's do this. It's Father's Day. It's Father's Day. I don't recognize any holidays. I could care less that it's Father's Day. People been sending me texts, Happy Father's Day. I don't even have I don't have biological children. So I don't know why they would text me Happy Father's Day. However, somebody did call me a father figure. So as far as they're concerned, Happy Father's Day. That's pretty neat. Somebody would consider you a father figure. So I will accept that. That's an honor that somebody would view you as a father figure. Children or no children. That's a cool thing. Now, my thing about the Father's Day is that a father is expected to care about his wife and his children. Fathers are expected to nurture their children, not raise, nurture your children, because you raise corn, you raise apples, and you raise potatoes, whatever. They don't need nurturing. Nurturing means to not only make sure that child gets food, clothing, and shelter, but you must put something in that child's brain. That child must be able to learn certain things in order to survive in life. So father is responsible for many things on that plane. Father is expected to protect. I'm going to say that again. Father is expected to protect. I'm not going to speak, and I'm not speaking to other fathers. I want to speak to the descendants of slaves born in America, having dark skin. That's who I want to speak with. Because we can make babies, and technically we can be a daddy maybe, and we can be a simple sperm donor, but we have failed being fathers, because there is no real father that is going to tolerate their children and their babies being taught, being raised, being made to depend upon another man. This is the condition of the so-called Negro in America. How can you call yourself a father living with racists? How can you call yourself a father bringing in your babies into a condition where your child could be shot down in the street like a dog, lynched on a bridge, and all types of horrors, even in 2018? And you are a father. And you don't teach your children, because I guess you're embarrassed. You don't teach your children the reality of life being a dark-skinned person in a racist society. You want to pretend like it's all la-di-da. That's why many of our young people are being killed by the police or whatever, because they think they are an equal citizen. They don't think that they are a target. They think they are just like everybody else in this country, and that's not the case. And a father would tell their babies about this. But then again, fathers would not be living here with their oppressor, period, to begin with. So when you talk about Happy Father's Day and y'all giving all this praise to all the fathers simply because they was able to make a baby. Dogs make babies. Goats make babies. Lions make babies. It don't take nothing to make a baby. But to be a father, it takes much more than just laying up and making a child. You have decided to become responsible for a life. That's what you have done. One of the reasons why I decided not to have children, because I don't want that type of responsibility. But for those of you who have brought life in this world, it's more pressure on you. That's not the word I'm looking for. But it's expedient upon you to change this condition for your children. But many of us don't see that like something like that is necessary. Well, so really, Father's Day really is false. It's not real praise. You did not do anything to earn it because you have not been a father. When I was growing up, I was looking for a father. I was looking for a man in my life. I did not see it in the men that was around me. I did not see that. Very disappointed being a young boy, knowing that you have to grow up and possibly be a father, and those males around you were no good examples. I did not feel manhood from them. I did not feel fatherhood from them. I felt sperm donorism. Is that a word? Sperm donorism. That's what I felt. I did not feel fatherhood. I did not feel protected. I did not feel like somebody was looking out for my best interests. And I was correct. The closest that I did get to that was Elijah Muhammad in a book. That was the closest I got to it. But Father's Day, I don't want praise because I made a baby. I want praise because I am actually a father. That's what I want. I want to be a father. Well, I know some of y'all, some of these folks don't like what I said. I know. Reality, truth hurts, don't it? I know. I know truth hurts. I know. But if you don't like truth, then I would suggest you go somewhere else. Because I got to, like they say back in the day, I got to keep it real. That's the way we roll here. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. I don't want praise I did not earn. That's the way I roll here. Don't call me honorable. Don't call me Mr. Fantastical. Don't call me nothing unless I earn that. And many of these people, these men who are being celebrated as fathers today, they know they are not fathers. Well, I try. Try is not good enough. You must be a father. I'm trying the best I can. Your best is not good enough. It's simple as that. We're going to move on because I know some of you, I'm still a daddy. I'm still a father. Good. I hope that you are. But I also have to bring us the reality of it. Many of us have failed. A father is like a shepherd. A father is the one who cares for the sheep. A shepherd that minds the flock. A protector. A maintainer of family. That's what y'all say. Men supposed to provide. Men supposed to protect. All that kind of good stuff. Let's look at your protection record. I don't think none of these sisters can say that y'all been doing not y'all, we have been doing a good job protecting them. We haven't. Because if we was protecting them, we would not be here in America living with racists. And if we was, that's because we kicked their ass and made it safe for sisters like Alberta and our babies. But we want to be called father. You're not going to get that kind of praise here unless you earn it. And we as men in this society, we have not done that. You want to feel good? I'm a father. Well, okay, that's good. That's good for you. But other men that you have to deal with, these racist guys, they put you in your place. They know you're not a father. They know if you was a real father, you would not be living with them when you have to depend on another man for substance, directly or indirectly. I got my own business. Take the Caucasian people out of the equation, and what do you have? Because I guarantee you, what your business has to do has to go through them. Take them out of the equation. Will you survive? How are you doing? You won't. Because you're not a father. I know. See, don't get upset with truth. Accept the truth and work to become better. Don't get angry and upset. Just say, you're right, man. We need to man up. That's all it takes. Don't get all upset. Negro, you crazy. Negro, you talking. That's not going to change the situation, because when you finish talking about you don't like what I say, you're still in the same situation. Just like people that smoke drugs and all this kind of good stuff. When it's all said and done, when you come off your high, when you get sober, you still got to deal with reality when it's all said and done. You cannot run, you cannot hide. You're still going to have to face it. That's why people use a lot of drugs, drink a lot of alcohol, go to church a whole lot, get the Holy Ghost, because they can't face reality, can't deal with it. I got to get, Calgon, take me away. I'm done with that. I made my point. Yeah, Mim said change it to Dad's Day. That would be better. Because y'all might be a daddy, but you're definitely not a father. You might be a daddy. Some of you so pitiful, you can't even pass the criteria to be a daddy. Oh wow. Okay. Let's roll out. Due to technical difficulties beyond my control, we're not going to be here long. Maybe another few minutes. Because the subjects that I had chose to talk about, I really needed my sister to be here, and she's not able to do it due to technical difficulties. So maybe I just save all this for next week. But I still have a little bit of something I want to say, and my brother Craig is here. He might want to say a little something too. Mills is here. If Mills want to bring up a little something that we can talk about, that's cool. But the subjects that I really had chosen, I really wanted my sister to be here because I really needed a woman's point of view. And believe me, Sister Alberta is a woman. She's a sister there. You know how I do. You know how I love the sisters there. Now, of course, as you know, anyone following this platform, you know that I am on a campaign to take control of a state. And the preferred state, due to the path of least resistance, is Mississippi. And so far, and we have been putting the word out there, and I really have been waiting for it and asking people to come and give me a reason of why that cannot work. And there are a lot of people who love to criticize folks. And you know, even the ones that criticize me still have not come up to say, that's some crazy stuff you're talking about. Because it's not. It's logical. It makes sense. It can be done. However, in order for it to be successful, you must unify with your brothers and sisters, and that's something that y'all don't want to do. Everybody wants their own slave plantation. The Nation of Islam has their slave plantation. Sanetta TV has their slave plantation. Everybody is looking for slaves. You will never become truly free until you unite. You will not become truly free until you become a revolutionary, a true rebel. The only thing on your mind is I got to bring this to an end right now. But there are many of you, no matter what you say out of your mouth, there is something in this that y'all like. And I would tell you, quite frankly, the reason why many of these people don't want to unify, because they're making money off of y'all. If if they unify with other people, the money dries up. Everything they stand for no longer exists. So what they gonna do? Because the reason why they exist is because you and I have a problem. But if you take that problem away, what do they have to offer? That's it. They don't care about what is in the best interest of our people. They are here to leech off of you because many of you actually are sincere. You want to end this once and for all. But the people that you follow, the people that you praise, they are not interested in that. You think they are because they can smile, because they can skin and grin, they can raise up their fist. Black power, family. Many of them don't know what to do. I'm telling you, we know what to do. Leadership must have a purpose. Leadership must have a goal. Leadership must understand competent execution, and leadership must have vision. I can confess, and I must admit, in the past, I did not have all these things, but that's over. We know what to do. And this is a we thing. It should not be about me. Should not be about Brother Craig or Sister Alberta. This should be a we, because this is a situation where we all claim we want to change it. Well, not all. Some of us are comfortable in it. But there is enough of us who claim that we want to change the condition. We can change it almost overnight. And it's not as difficult as we may think. It's probably easier than we may think. But like I said, you keep listening to these people who are not really interested in your welfare. Well, just keep doing that. And you're going to run out of time, and you never know what might happen in the future. You think Caucasian people was bad during slavery. Something can happen. You never know. Overnight, that can change our whole reality. And you will be happy to be a slave. That's how bad it can get. You and I need to do something while the getting is good. Just like the ants do. The ants, when the getting is good, they go out and get their seeds and all the things that they need so they can get ready for winter. You and I are acting like the grasshopper. That's what you're doing. You are waiting for winter to come and you are not prepared. So when winter time comes, you're a dead man. You are a dead woman. If that's what you want, so be it. I'm a realist. That's what you want, so be it. Yeah, you can come on in, Mills. You can come on and bring in I think I didn't put the link. Didn't I put the link in the chat? I'll put it back again. Yeah. Yeah, I just put the link back in the chat. Yeah, because the topic that I really wanted to speak about, I wanted my sister to be here. And I can't get on speakerphone and technical difficulty. That really sucks. That really sucks. I'm going to do a video lecture on the subject of Mississippi. I'm going to talk about this. This is what you have to understand. Because you don't want, what's the sense of being free just to return to the same type of condition that you just left? If you want to be free, you want to be free for real, and you don't want to leave a Caucasian slave master or a Caucasian oppressor just to adopt a blackface one. That's not cool either. I don't want to be hit in the face with a white fist or a black fist. But for some of y'all, you don't mind as long as the oppressor is your skin color. More power to you. I don't want nothing to do with it. If you want change, I want to change permanently. This is the problem that we have in Africa. The African people there, many of them are fresh from being colonized. They still have a lot of problems because they have the mind of the oppressor. So the oppressor is not there, but the oppressors might as well still be there because they take on the ways of the ones who done them wrong. So that defeats the purpose of being free. And I'm not into that. Might as well just stay where the hell you at. Might as well. But this is the simple analogy that I would like to share with you real quick about Mississippi. Mississippi represents change. Mississippi represents opening a door to a destiny that you can't even imagine. You can't even imagine it. We talk about freedom, we talk about justice and equality, but we cannot really even imagine. And really, it's a scary thing. Because I tell you, I was locked up, and when it was time for me to get free, I was locked up for so long. Hold on a second. I'm going to do this for Sister Alberta. Mims sent the link to that driver. I'm going to put, Sister Alberta, I'm going to put that link into the chat room. Or maybe I just send it to your email. Let me send it to email real quick. Because that might be the problem. Y'all just send it to your email real quick. Okay, that's done. That's done. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Mills, for that. I sent the that link to her email. This is a simple analogy for Mississippi. See, all this activity, look, just the fact that we tried to do this will change our lives. You don't even have to be successful. Just try it. That's how, I cannot even explain. I can't even explain just trying. You and I just try. It's going to inspire other people to want to do the same thing. Oh man, I'm looking way ahead of this, and I'm telling, oh man. But just for us, I'm just gonna say I'm gonna keep that to myself because I don't want to give our enemies a head up. They might already know because they smart people. They understand what happened. They understand things. They might already know. But in order to be successful in this endeavor, in nature, we have what we call the caterpillar. And for many of us, the caterpillar is an ugly creature. You watch the caterpillar running around, whatever, it looks like a little worm. And many of us don't view caterpillars as pretty creatures. The caterpillar represents nigger. We don't look good running around here. Nobody likes a nigger. However, if you put that caterpillar in the right environment, the caterpillar goes into a change. The caterpillar goes into what is called a metamorphosis. Man, when you think about it, this is really a beautiful thing if you think about it. And then the caterpillar goes through a metamorphosis. And of course, you know, out comes from the cocoon. It wraps itself in this sheathing, a cocoon. And next thing you know, out comes another creature, the butterfly or the moth or whatever. And the butterfly and the moth Many of them are considered beautiful. They can fly, unlike the caterpillar. And they don't look nothing like the caterpillar. If you didn't know, you would think that the caterpillar and the butterfly are two different creatures. This activity to take control of Mississippi, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at a people who are considered ugly like the caterpillar. That if you take part in this activity, you will go through a metamorphosis, changing from a caterpillar to a butterfly, and you will not look nothing like what you left. People won't believe you was a nigger at any time because you made a metamorphosis. This activity is what will change you. This activity, because it causes you to go into a metamorphosis, that's why you're going to be successful. And that's why you're going to change your destiny. In fact, you're going to change the destiny of the world if you really understood what was going on here. Because actually, the earth, humanity itself, needs to go through a metamorphosis. Because the way that we live in right now is considered living in hell. And nobody really likes it. Even those who are on top, they really don't like it. Not really. When you ask them, they don't like it either. So it's time for humanity to go through a metamorphosis. And that's what this does for us. It is finding a better path. But this is something that religion has been trying to guide us to and show us in those teachings, if you rightly understand. It's a metamorphosis. The Jesus said, you are in the world, but not of the world. That's why many of us in early Islam, that's why many of us who are really, who really practice the teachings of Christianity or any other religious system, you look different than the rest of the world. You look different. Because you are different. You've changed your life. You're going through a metamorphosis. You are not like everybody else. And those people can tell something different about you. The way you look, the way you talk. You're going through a metamorphosis. And those who go through the metamorphosis are the only ones that qualify to go to heaven. Heaven is Mississippi. Heaven is the door to heaven. Mississippi is that door to that heaven, if you rightly understand. It opens up the door to things you can't even imagine because we still have a slave-like mentality. We're not free. You want to go to Africa? Mississippi can open that door for you. You want our political prisoners? You want them freed? That opens the door. You want our people to be educated, college degree? It opens up the door for everything that y'all talk about. Business. It brings back the family, the black family back together. This activity, black love, soul brothers and sisters that love one, this activity would bring all this because you won't be successful unless all these things are in place. And you will never go back to being a nigger again, just like a butterfly can never go back to being a caterpillar again. Man, I love it. I think about it, I'm like, I get excited. I really do. Because I really understand what's going to happen. Now, those who don't like us, they're not going to like it because they need somebody to kick around. They want somebody to make mockery of. But see, when you go through this transformation, there's nothing they can make mockery of no more. You're no longer a nigger. They can only make mockery of a nigger. But they can't make mockery of a God. And that's what you have done. You've actually, in this activity, expressing yourself in a God-like way. And you can't make mockery of God. You never heard nobody make mockery of no gods. Gods are worthy of praise and worship. Gods are worthy of being served, so they say. Man, it's I just get excited just thinking about it myself. You know, I hear these other people go back to Africa, reparations, black power. No, that ain't the way. That's not the way. You've been trying those ways for a very long time. What have they done for you lately? They ain't doing nothing for you, because that's not the way to go. The way to go has finally been revealed. This is the way to go. But in order for it to be successful, you got to get right. See, you can talk all that Africa stuff, all that going back to Africa reparations, but you ain't right anyway. You're not even trying to get right. You're not going to be successful till you bring these together. This activity can bring us together, all of us. Stop tripping off so-and-so doing this, so-and-so doing that. All of us deserve to be free from an oppressor. All of us need to join in the activity to make us truly free once and for all. And we will become like that star that you put on your Christmas tree for the rest of the world to see. I don't know. I can't, you know, I try to explain it as simple as possible. And I know some of you just loyal to these belief systems. You're loyal to Pan-Africanism, the red, black, and green, all that stuff that's over and done with it. Let it die. The dead cannot save you. All these things that y'all talking about is dead, it's over, it's been tried, been there, done that. It was beautiful in its time. Its time run out. We need something that is alive. I know you love that stuff. There's many things that you love. You know, your grandfather. But grandpa is no longer here with us no more. Because it was time for him to go. It was time for auntie to go. It was time for your best friend to go. When time runs out, you got to let it go. You mourn and you think about the good times that you had with your loved ones. But we still are in this world. We are alive. We can't continue to mourn for those who have passed. We got to continue to move, keep on trucking, like Eddie Kendrick said in the 1970s. Got to keep on trucking. You know, but y'all want to get part because that which is dead can no longer move. And that's what you want to do. You want to keep talking about Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey can't help you. Malcolm X can't help us. Elijah Muhammad, all Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, they can't help us. We can learn from what they went through. They cannot help us. But the reason why we can walk and do what we do today is because of they made the path easier. So now we are here with the ultimate answer. They wish they could be here with us. They wish they could. Dr. King said, I may not get there with you, but y'all going to the promised land. This is it. Mississippi is the promised land. It opens up the door. Here is a place. Here is a place at one time, it was known for outright murder and oppression of black folks, soul brothers and sisters. But now this place, you can turn it around. This place that once brought us death, it can give us life. How ironic. Piss a lot of racist crackers off. So what? What sweet revenge. Man. Well, we're going to do the best we can because a lot of times, you know, it's not, this work is not for everybody. But for those of us who can understand the message, we have to open up that door. We got to try to open up that door the best we can because a lot of times people have to open up that door. Then the others will follow. They are afraid. They don't understand. So they are timid. But if you're a revolutionary, all revolutionaries can understand exactly what I'm saying. You are a rebel. And you understand that even if it takes your death, this has got to be done. And you have an extreme love for your people beyond your own personal life. I want to open this door for my grand nieces and nephews and those who come after us. Mim says, a wise man said, we do these things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. And when they come hard or it's difficult, you appreciate things. It's just like chasing a female for the brothers. There's no real challenge to get a woman when she's easy. But when you gotta chase her, like every time you said, can we? She said no. She making things difficult. But once you're able to finally get her to that point, believe me, it's all worth it. It's all worth it. Just gotta be patient and stay on the path because you know she is worth it. She's worth it. That's why you do it. You're not chasing her because she's easy. You're chasing her because she's worth it, of her value. This you want to do because the value, the benefit is incredible. Wow. I've said enough. I've said enough, really. I could go on, but that makes me excited. Gives me energy. Because I understand being who I am, I can see the future. And I'm not even going to be there. But if we do this the way that it needs to be done, we could have a glorious future. We could. And we are the ones that the Bible talks about, the meek that shall inherit the earth. There's no more people on this planet more meek than people who were slaves, because everything was taken away from you. Everything, even your humanity. We wasn't even considered human beings. So isn't it ironic that the savages, that the slave would rise to the point where not only would the slave influence the plantation where he was raised, but the slave actually rise to the point where you actually influence the entire world, which we do anyway. But this time we're going to do it on a different level, not because of music, not because of some chicken wings we cooked last night. We actually change life as we know it. The same way that we got put in this crap, we taking ourselves out of this crap. I love it. I love it. With that said, I got Brother Craig is on mute. I see Mim is on mute. Man, y'all can take the floor. I done said enough. I done said enough. Whatever y'all want to bring up, we'll talk about it real quick. Anybody raising their hand? Nobody?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, I want Brother Craig to go first.
Okay. I don't know, Brother Craig, he's a listener, so he might not want to say something right now.
Yeah, I actually do have a question, but I mean, I'm in no rush to ask that question because
go ahead, Brother Craig.
Yeah, I'm not, I know that, you experienced, technical difficulties with, what you initially had planned today. So yeah. I'm not sure how long today's lecture is going to last.
It wasn't an open discussion. It's not a lecture.
Okay. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. So basically the question that I wanted to pose, with me knowing that you, have been on social media, wouldn't you say for like over 10 years?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to know, what's your opinion on the direction that Black social media, the progression plus the direction that Black social media, has taken you know, since the early days.
Yeah.
You know, back in the early days, back when I first started getting on, you know, social media, you know, when I first came across you, you know, things were a lot more different. It was more or less about knowledge. You know, it was just, you know, about just acquiring some type of knowledge. Oh my God, what happened?
I think his internet just cucked out.
Wow.
Sometimes I misclick the tab.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I think he'll be back. Sorry.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to wait to ask that question, because that question was directed.
Brother Craig, I mean, is it all right if I refer to you as that? I know that's what. Oh, he's back. Sorry.
Okay. Yes, definitely, sir. I have no issue with that. I mean, I you know, am an advocate of brotherhood.
Yeah.
So, but let me continue my question real quick. This will be real quick. So, what do you go by? Memes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This question will be real quick. Well, I'm sorry. What happened? You just lost connection or something?
Yeah. I lost connection. I lost everybody. Just went blank for a second or so, about 20 seconds.
So let me make this real quick. Just sum it up. Basically, with you being on social media, you know, for the last 10 years, and like I was saying, back in those days, things were a lot different. You know, people just, you know, got on, you know, Black social media to just express like different, you know, different strategies, and, you know, just share knowledge. Some came to acquire knowledge, others came to share, you know, the knowledge that they had been taught. So what do you think about the progression, the direction that Black social media has taken today, to where it's become like capitalist? Like, to where it's all about like donation money and Patreon accounts and GoFundMe's and, you know, all of these type of things. Like, just with you being somebody that has been there, you know, to see like, you know, Black social media, especially like on YouTube and Facebook in its infancy. Yeah. What are some of your opinions and feelings on what Black social media has become in 2018?
Well, in the beginning, when I first got on YouTube, we was going through a process, and I guess the process is valid. We are everybody was trying to educate our people on certain things. We need that, and it was all really about education, educating the people on history and other things. That's where all the concentration was on. And many brothers and sisters was making very dynamic videos at the time, and Google was just flagging our channels down. These videos had nothing to do, didn't call white people devils, none of it, just strictly educational type videos. Like if Tariq Nasheed had a Hidden Colors back in those days, he probably would have got it flagged down. And there's nothing racist or nothing about his Hidden Colors video, but they would have took him down. And you probably know that, Brother Craig. There's a lot of brothers and sisters, because their videos got flagged down like that, they stopped making videos. And see, that's the point. That's how your enemy works. They want to do you like that. They figure we keep messing with them and they'll just give up. And they were successful because many of these people was very good at what they done. But Google kept messing with them, taking down the channels and flagging the video, and they just eventually gave up. So those people that really truly was giving us some type of education in the beginning, they began to slowly move them out. And as you know, we get to the point where we are now, where actually this whole thing is like a circus. It's a circus. It's something to laugh at, really. You know, we had beefing back in the day, but not like the way they do right now. I mean, these people here really, I mean, they really throw down on each other. This beefing back and forth garbage. It happened back in the day, but not the way that it is right now. It's comical. And the reason why it's comical is because these people, they really know they don't have no answers. And so I don't have no real answers. I'm just gonna pimp the people. And when people give you money like that, they feel like they're doing something. which is bad. They feel like they're a part of something, doing something. But as you can see, all these things are not, they're not doing nothing for you. They might make you feel good, but they're not doing nothing for us.
Is it doing nothing? Like, are folks just blowing the money on just stupid shit, or like is some of it going to help folks? To my knowledge, I haven't seen nothing of substance that actually helped the people that they're giving all these monies to. I mean, it helps the one that's begging for the money because they run around talking about, I don't. Oh, we could all use.
You know, I don't work no job. I don't work no job no more. I made a, yeah, because you're begging people for money every day. But you're doing nothing. There's nothing of substance, not even a bubble gum machine that I see that have been produced by all this begging of all these money. And it's not like the people are giving up $50 or whatever. These people are collecting hundreds of thousands of dollars. Then this is what they would say. They would say, this is their excuse for not doing nothing. They would say, y'all don't talk about the church. You ain't a church. You complain about the church. You're supposed to be different than the church. What's my friend Micah Levinity? They are in the chat room. Thank you.
Uh-oh. His internet's going in and out again.
Dropped again.
I get you. Oh, actually, I caught a little bit just because we're here and just to avoid some dead air. I did watch some of your stream earlier with, what was it, the Common Sense guy?
Yes.
Yeah, I only caught a little bit of the beginning, a little bit at the end. What I took away is because I heard George Watt. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I went out again. We having real technical difficulties today.
Okay.
Because I just went out for 2 or 3 seconds.
Memes was actually in the process of asking me a quick question. Let me see exactly what he was about to say, because he muted his mic.
Yeah, no, because I heard a couple of things. Because I remember you had brought up the topic of reparations the other day, and I remember when Angel was initially debating the Common Sense guy, he's like, I ain't calling for no reparations, but he's like, you know what? I understand where folks are coming for who may have, and I remember you had brought up as a topic, and I just started thinking about it from like an economics point of view. Plus, I started like looking up George Washington, and the first thing on that article is on the topic of slavery. George Washington did inherit 10 slaves. He did inherit folks. I do believe at the end of him and his wife's life, I do believe they released most, maybe all. I'm not sure. But the sheer fact, I was thinking about from the way you were arguing, and I'm like, all right, so these folks literally, they were chattel. They were considered property.
Yeah.
If they could have been out working, I'm like, okay, if you're going to make that argument, how do you kind of like steel man it, or I'm like, how would that actually work? So I started going back, and I was able to find some census data from 1850, and like actually pretty quickly. And I was going through, and I actually closed out the document before, but they do have average wages and stuff like that. So couldn't you just go back, figure out an average wage, go through, calculate it for whatever the prevailing market rate was for the time, and I think you could actually come up with a number. Now, I'm not saying, I don't know if that would ever happen or anything, but I remember it come up on a topic like a week or so ago, and I'm one of those folks where I just believe, like, even if I don't necessarily agree with a point, okay, I want to try to get where someone's coming from. I just want to try to and at least entertain the idea and just play it out. Sometimes when I do that for certain ideas, I might disagree with it. Maybe it's a moral argument for a particular issue, but I don't know. I'm curious.
I want to add to that conversation right there, because actually, really, it's more than just a labor issue. You have to also take in consideration that these people were lynched, these people was murdered, they was raped, they was denied housing. It's a whole lot of things involved. It's just not a money issue of labor and not being paid. Our people was terrorized for hundreds of years, and like I said earlier, your humanity was destroyed, because you cannot make a slave out of a human being. You have to destroy their humanity. because a human being is not going to tolerate being a slave. So you have to destroy their being, their very being of being a human, in order to cause them to become a slave. And then the children that come after, they don't even know no other life except that of a slave. So this is the problem here. You know, there is no number. There is no, they don't have enough money to give for reparations for the damage that has been done. The best thing they could really do is to give us knowledge of self. It's because you have many of us right now, I'm a Hebrew, I'm a this, I'm a that. They know exactly our origins. They know, but it's been hidden from us. They know. They don't want us to know because it benefits the government for us to be fighting over and confused over our ancestry. But they actually know, they actually know the deal. They know.
That's the thing, man. It's Brother Craig was just bringing up. It's like you got a lot of folks, and you know what? It doesn't really matter. You see this in most every group, at least for what I can see. As soon as it really starts to gain a lot of traction, actually start to have like a lot of folks following and stuff. If there's money involved, yeah, no, folks are going to try to make money, especially if you're in a capitalistic society. I find it hard to fault somebody for doing their job. But the question at that point would be, what is their job? Their job is supposed to bring attention to an issue. See, I think technology might actually, see, I believe most folks are good people, but we each have our own unique life experience. But deep down, man, we're all more similar than we are different. I have to believe that. And just the question is, how do we, like you were saying, brother, you move forward on like a better path? And because you were saying like all of humanity, I'll be straight up, man. When I started watching you and I'm like, I do not hear venom in this man's mouth. Does he get angry at times? Oh, hell yes. We all freaking do. We all get fired up and passionate about things. Maybe we say some, maybe we should clarify at some point if someone brings it up. As long as we speak with love and just be genuine about things, I think we can figure this out. So going back to what Brother Craig was saying, I think something about social media and maybe the technology of the blockchain, which I'm still a noob on, I think that might help. I'm curious your guys' thoughts on that.
What is this thing that you were just talking about, the blockchain?
It's that cryptocurrency thing, kind of, and it's based on the concept of the blockchain. So like my brother's into this. My brother's actually made some money off of this. He's telling me, oh, put all your money on. I'm like, oh, hey. But he's talking about it, and I guess what it is it's free market, basically free banking. Like basically you don't need to go through like one of these big banks that's going to hold so many deposits and everything like that. Basically it's kind of free trade of money. So but it also, it self-regulates. What it does is anyone who uses it, their computer itself acts as a node, which double checks everything and verifies. It verifies the key code. So what ends up happening is you have multiple users who are using this, whatever currency it is on the blockchain or whatever you're promoting, basically has the ability to track and multi-level verify. So basically rather than just trusting, oh, the central bank's computer is perfectly fine, you can verify it throughout the entire network. So it ends up being, it's supposed to be almost uncrackable at some levels.
Right.
So basically, if you have the ability to verify where different money's going, it's like, all right, hey, we want to donate to this particular church, or like this neighborhood down here, one of the buildings burnt down. It damaged a bunch of the others. These folks need places to stay. So you could actually keep track and see exactly where money's going. And with social media, we actually have the ability to know like people that live on the other side of the state, on the other side of the country, on the other side of the planet. I think there might be something to this. Do I know how to do that? Hell no. That's for smarter people than me to figure out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's good to bring that up. But again, a lot of our people, it's gotten to the point where they're just exploiting their own people. That's what the bottom line is. You know, they know that we want to be different. They know that we want to change our condition, and we do want to know things, and they exploit their own people because they have no plan. The only plan that they have is, I'm going to be driving a Mercedes-Benz next week.
Oh, I know. Dude, here's the thing. That is something, dude, I think that's something that you find common across perhaps most of humanity. I'm not going to say all, because I'm not, but at least from what I've seen, there's always going to be certain folks. But I do think there's something about the truth. Because before, back in the day, how did you find out the truth? You heard something terrible happen on the other side of the world. Maybe it took a couple of days. The story ends up getting here. Then you turn on the nightly news. So that 1 hour, they touch on that topic, 12 minutes. That was all you saw. That was all you know. And then maybe if you happen to get some papers. We live in a world now, and this is a truth is a double-edged sword, in that we can see instantly what's going on. We might absolutely hate. We might just feel passion and rage, but it's just, I have to feel just hate will just continue to breed hate and continue to divide us. And it's like you were saying, man, just when folks are divided, you just pit folks against one another. Oh, hey, I'm on your side. Hey, you know, shoot me some cash, shoot me some funds and stuff like that. You're going to help me out. I'm going to fight for you. And the other side, they're doing the same thing. And it's like, are they actually trying to find like a path forward, or are they just trying to eternally battle? And it's like, see, that is why I respect you, because I do believe you are looking for a better path forward. I may not agree with every single idea you have, but you know what? Hey, we're each our own man, and we're all different too. Each unique life experience.
Yeah, I mean, you cannot, you know, if you got a square peg, you can't put it in a round hole. You got to continue when something is not.
You can try to hammer it through, but it don't work well.
I seen a little boy actually try to put a round peg in a square hole. It looked so. I mean, I felt sorry for the young boy.
I tried to do that too, man. just because it's one of those things. I don't know. Maybe I'm just an oddball or something. But it's like someone tells me not to do something. I'm like, all right, am I hurting anyone else right now? No. Maybe give it a try. And I may have electrocuted myself a couple times with these things.
With dark-skinned people, soul brothers and sisters in this country, once we grab a hold of something, we become loyal to that idea or that belief, and we love it to death. And that's our problem. We're not able to see, we're not able to be flexible. Okay, if you love that, that's good. But be flexible in your thinking process and in your mind so that you can be able to change. But we're rigid in our thinking. Like, for instance, I'll give you a good example, like the Nation of Islam. And I don't care what the Nation of believers say. I was there. I know how they are programmed and how they are taught. As far as the Nation of Islam is concerned, they are supposed to be the leaders of black folks in this country, and all the answers come from them. Nowhere else. They don't want to hear about what the new idea somebody else is talking about and whatever. They're not interested. They're not interested in that. It has to come from them. They have to be the leaders. Everybody that you see associated with the Nation of Islam, you will notice they brown nose them. They kiss them in their ass. If they're not an ass kisser, Nation of Islam don't want nothing to do with you. That's how they operate. It's about them. The teachers, the messenger said this, and this is supposed to happen, and we are the leaders. That what really began to piss me off when I was in the Nation of Islam, because we had what they call an interfaith meeting one day. And then we all came back to the mosque. It's an interfaith meeting. Everybody's bringing their ideas to the table. But when we went back to the mosque, the brothers, they all got together and they was talking about, look how the people look up to us for an answer. I'm like, what? That ain't what that was about. People was giving and sharing their ideas. They ain't looking to us for nothing. But that's how they view things. We are the leaders. They are the leaders. That's why it's not going nowhere. Because that's how a lot of these people are thinking. It's about me. They want the credit. They don't care nothing about actually solving the problem. Who gonna get the credit? That's what it's all about. And this is the Nation of Islam, one of the biggest organizations that we have even right now. That's how they think. So if the biggest organization, that's how they think, how you gonna go anywhere? And all the little fellas is thinking the same way. We're not gonna be able to change this condition unless we unify, and they know this, but they won't do it. They won't do it. To save our life, they won't do it. Just like those Africans over there. Those African people know who they have a common enemy. They will not unite and work with each other no matter what. They would rather go extinct. They would rather die. They would rather die. That's what you see in Africa right now. So people keep talking about, oh, the Chinese do this to the Africans. Oh, the Russians do. That's because they allow it. Do you blame the Russians? Do you blame America? Those people are living their own. They're not looking at their own unity. They don't care. They would rather go extinct than unify with another African nation. We would rather die here in America. There are people, I have not done nothing to these people. I always send emails trying to talk with certain brothers and sisters or whatever. I just sent a certified letter to Minister Farrakhan in April. Haven't heard nothing. I didn't expect to hear nothing because that's how they think. If it ain't about them, if you're not praising them, they're not interested. Now, if I was praising them, I might get some action. If I was praising Minister Farrakhan, I might get some action. Or praising Umar Johnson or praising so-and-so, I might get some kind of action. But when they see a video or know that you've been talking about them, I don't want nothing to do with that. No. And they definitely not going to want to do something. It's my idea or it came from me. They're not going to support another brothers and sisters idea. They're going to continue to go nowhere on these ideas that have seen their light in the sun, and it's over with. That's over with. But the dead, you can't do nothing with the dead. You cannot move the dead. Only the living can move the dead. These people claim to be alive, but they're just as dead as anybody else. All the brothers and sisters that they talk about, they dead. They mentally dead. You are just as mentally dead yourself. If not worse. You're more decomposed. But it's a long issue. And like I said, I've accepted the reality that, some stories don't have a happy ending. I don't see a happy ending for the story of the so-called nigger in America. However, my mission, my self-given mission is to do whatever I can until that time comes. Because you never know, really. Something might happen. Never know. So I just keep pushing. I keep pushing. Because somebody pushed
never taken is never made.
Yeah, somebody pushed for me. If it wasn't for Elijah Muhammad and some other people that kept pushing, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. So, I keep pushing. Never know. You never know who might be listening. You never know. They might be the ones meant to change the condition. Might not be up to me to do nothing. But I will inspire the one that will really get the job done. And it might not be even in our generation. Might be right after us or something. Yeah, go ahead, Brother Craig.
Yeah, I have a quick question that kind of piggybacks off of my original question. Now, my question is this. Let's say, for an example, let's say you and me and a couple other brothers, we were able to generate and get the type of money, that, from the people, from donations and support from the people that, the Umar Johnsons, the Tariq Nasheeds, and, the Sinettas and Brother Polites and all of these individuals were to get. What do you think that do you have like any type of plans or anything, any thoughts of what you could do, like just with that type of money, to really, walk in the right step?
Brother Craig, have you been listening to me today?
Okay, I heard about Mississippi. I heard you talking. But okay, can you break that down then? Like, what's needed? What has to happen for that?
I don't have time to break it down right now today, but I'll send you the link where I first introduced it. I first introduced the concept to Minister Farrakhan.
Okay. You
didn't see that video?
I didn't get it, man. You upload so many videos. I didn't get a chance to see that one. No,
because I even sent you the link because I wanted you to share it with Brother Guy, and maybe we have a hangout talking about it.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at that video. Yeah,
I'll send you the link again because that's it's a.
See, what I'm hearing is I'm hearing Brother Craig asking when you're running for Congress.
When I run for Congress.
Why not?
No, well,
no,
you know,
dude, folks will get attention. Folks will get, dude, and as long as you're speaking with love from your heart and you ain't breaking the law, what are they going to say?
That's true. That's true. That's true. You know, who knows? Who knows? I might make a move like that. Who knows? I can't do no worse than any of these other politicians. But
hey man, all I know is Donald Trump is president of the United States, and if you got to give it one thing, it proved the age-old lie parents always told their children: anyone can be president.
But see, the thing about taking control of the state of Mississippi is that that's exactly what you're doing. You're taking control of the political system there. It's not about going there buying property, because some brothers and sisters will talk about we can buy this. No, that's not what it's about. It's about taking control of the political system, because if you take control of the political system, you take control of the law. This is a nation, they always said that this is a nation of laws. So what we're going to do is we're going to concentrate in one spot and take the control of the political system. That particular property of laws, we can go in, take control of the governor's house, the House of Representatives, and all the major cities in there, take control of all those different things, and all these laws and all these things that oppress us in this area. We might not be able to do nothing with the rest of the United States, but in this area, we can change those things that oppress us. So now the obstacles that was keeping us from moving forward, now we can begin to make real progress, because all those things that was keeping us backwards or oppressing us, we have went in and dismantled those things. You understand?
I apologize. So my question is, so when are you running for governor of Mississippi?
I think I'm gonna.
No, it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, but hey.
I think I'd rather give that position to somebody else. I'd rather deal with because again, in order to make a move like that successful, because you don't want to go in there and be successful like that, and then you deteriorate back to being what we call a nigger. In order to maintain that, people like myself and all of us who the first soldiers that came in, and those who begin to understand, we have to go and change the minds of the people, change the hearts of the people. You cannot continue to be what you are. So in order to maintain that success, we have to go through a metamorphosis. I was talking about that. You have to change. You have to change. You can't. Otherwise, why do that just to be like what you are right now? Might as well just stay the way we are right now and be done with it. Stop complaining. You want to be different. You want to be different. Now, you and I, because we've been hit by the skunk. My sister said that she updated everything, but the mic's still not working. Well, I guess it might just be the mic itself. So yeah, she'll just take it back. But yeah, it does not make no sense to Brother Mim said, did you try quitting? And I guess you should really, like, after you do that, restart your whole computer, right? That'll probably be the best thing to do, right? Did you do that?
Because that happened to me. That did happen to me, because I was on a stream, and I do think actually my mic was working in other chats, but when we were live on Google Hangouts, for some reason it wasn't working. So I went and I downloaded, updated the driver, because I think when you download it, you still got to like double click on it, or depending on how the browser is set up, run it, close, like exit fully out, like go up to like file and quit, restart the computer, and then when I restarted, everything worked fine.
She said she.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, she said she updated the drive, and she said that she restarted.
Might be trying to restart.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, no, and dude, I got it. Like, I heard your idea, and I'm like, all right, that's an idea, all right. And then I remember some folks that I also speak with as well, who also yell at me a lot, but that's okay. They were saying, and they kind of argued with yourself and another gentleman who you had on before. And I kind of like, I'm like, hey, you're going to a man's house, and you basically like, hey man, so why are you quitting an ethno? Say, I'm like, okay, that's very vitriolic. You basically walked to a man's house and kind of just shit on his carpet there. So I'm like, because like I don't think that's where you're coming from, because like I cannot understand, just because like I haven't lived your life. That's the thing. I understand that I do not understand. So I'm trying to fill in the gaps the best I can. But one of the other gentlemen who you spoke with, Mr. Mad Dodge, he happened to be from Louisiana, and he's a gentleman that happens to, he believes in the Confederacy and stuff like that, because he felt like they got an unfair shake at the time. And he pointed out to me that Mississippi, its state flag still has the rebel flag. So if your idea happened to come to fruition, you see a number of notable folks in the community rise to power, they have that would be very symbolic. However, the only issue where I kind of deviate with you is kind of, I don't know, the method by getting, like, I'll be straight up, man. I think that's something that's just going to happen naturally, just because of how the demographics of the United States is set up. I think that's something that would happen naturally, maybe not over your lifetime, maybe not over my lifetime, but I think it's something that would happen naturally. And I think it's one of those things where like everyone loves to buy. Like if it happens, man. If that's what folks want to do and everything, that's fine. But just if somebody starts trying to sell something, and like I understand like the reasoning behind like kind of where you're coming from, dude, because like I heard some of the stories of your life, and dude, that was just a short period in your, well, actually fucking 10 years of your life, man. And like, dude, that's gonna cause pain, man. And I get that. And it's just like, I think what other folks are hearing is you're trying to do this, and they're relating it to like a dude like Richard Spencer, who's like, oh, we need a white ethno state and stuff. And dude,
it's different. The only thing we're doing is
situation is different. The demographics, because I'm like, if you want a white ethno state, you just go to North Dakota, more or less. I'm like,
yeah, you know, what we're simply doing is taking control of the political system. You know, everybody's living there. They ain't going nowhere. You know, all the Caucasian people that's there, whoever that's there, they still going to be there. But the thing about it is, there's going to be a new sheriff in town. You know, the laws and things, the way things used to be done, ain't gonna be. That's gonna change.
But isn't the way to do that is to get like the elected officials? I'm sorry.
And really, it's a change for the better. It really would be a change for the better when they stop tripping off these Negroes trying to take Mississippi. When they stop and look and really think about what's happening, they're gonna see that's what's being done really is for the betterment of the state. Mississippi is one of the poorest states in the union. What we want to do is go in, change things around or whatever, and change that whole dynamic. So it's a benefit because clearly nobody else don't give a damn. How many times do you hear about Mississippi on the news? You don't even hear about the state, except maybe the gambling places. You know, somebody went to Mississippi because they got gambling places. You don't even hear about the state. So you want to go in there and flip things around that will benefit you, and each state, as you know, each state really can take care of itself. So you can go in and make your own. Mississippi can make its own trade agreement with China. It can go in and make agreements with anybody on the planet. As long as they are
you gotta do the federal. Oh yeah, no. As long as it falls within the scope of federal law and stuff. So that's for me, like what I'm kind of seeing is you're like, all right, folks are talking about all these like big, huge scale ideas. It's like, all right, here's an idea that's feasible. Okay, it's just that when we bring the racial thing in, and again, like I can't really speak to this, dude, but it seems to some folks that might be, we'll say, skeptical of the idea. I think they think you're coming from a bad place. I don't think you're coming from a bad place at all, because like I said, I hear a lot of things that I agree with, but it's just I'm taking in mind that you have your own unique life perspective. So I'm trying to factor that in. And it's like, I don't, I think they feel like you're trying to shove it down their throats. It's very uneloquent to say, but I think that's what a lot of folks that may disagree with you on that are thinking.
Well, I'm not shoving nothing down. I'm not into that. I'm not into shoving nothing down nobody's throat. I'm offering an idea. I'm telling you, if you think about it, it'll work. Just the fact that you try will bring you much benefit. Just the fact that we tried that. And of course, when you try something like that and it's successful, don't think other people in the country gonna want to try to do that. They were like, damn, they took over Mississippi. You know, the German population in this country.
I think that's the problem, because I'm trying to narrow, because when you say take over, I think folks hear that and
Right.
just their minds go to a bad place. Because I'm trying to think of what you're saying, like
saying,
where's the disagreement? I think like if you literally just used a different word, because like my big thing with a lot of stuff going on here, there, in all the world, dude, I think it comes down to semantics, like semantics and scalability.
Well,
Which are the, like, if we change one or two words here or there, you're going to get a lot more folks that will support you in everything. And the scalability, or what are we talking about? Are we talking about like a local small town with 100 people? Are we talking about a city with like 100,000? Are we talking a state? Are we talking like a country? That's kind of where I'm coming from, man.
Right. But, you know, but that's exactly what we're doing. We're taking control. We're not, you know, it's just like if we drive in a car and you have a heart attack, I'm taking control of the steering wheel. That's all. It's still your car.
Yeah, somebody's got to fly the.
Right. Somebody got to fly this. Otherwise, we'll wreck. It's still your car. You still have to put gas in your car. The only thing has happened is if we don't want to wreck, you done had a heart attack. I got to take control of the wheel of your car. That's all that we're doing. We need to take control of some of this because a lot of this is detrimental to us. So we got to take some of this to make it where it's beneficial so that we can operate, so that we can progress in the manner that we should be able to do, because all those obstacles and things, we can move them out the way. All those laws, all these policies and things that we feel and believe is keeping us down, we can remove all that stuff. So then what is your excuse? There's no more excuses, because now you take control of the state. You said that you oppressed and all these things was messing with you. You went in and you have removed all the things that have done this. We don't have to worry about police brutality, you know, cops running up to us in Mississippi once you take control, because cops in Mississippi will know it's not going to be that easy to murder somebody like that and get away with it. It's going to be a whole lot, you know, ain't nobody going to be, you know, it's a whole different ball game. So you're going to treat every citizen like you got sense, like you do others. Now, outside of Mississippi, I don't know what the deal is. But if you're going to be a police officer, state officer, or anybody like that in Mississippi, it's a whole different ball game. All that stuff is over. You're not going to be shooting folks down the streets and things of this nature and go to court. And the law, I always hear these jurors talk about, well, the law, I was obeying the law and the jury gave me instructions. Well, we got to change those instructions then, because many of these people, ain't no doubt, they are outright guilty of murder and they need to go to damn jail. Ain't no doubt about it.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is some of like the standard protocols that the police departments have, because as far as I know, and this might not be everywhere, but what they say is if a police officer feels threatened, which could be almost anything depending on the situation, they have the right to draw and use lethal force. And just the sheer fact that, dude, if our minds even have to entertain the idea that the color of a person's skin may make a difference in that situation, that's disgusting. But it's just the way the current protocol states, and that's why I think like a lot of them, the jury, like you were saying, man, the juries say, well, this is the law, this is how the officers are trained, blah, blah, blah. And I do think there has to be a better path, man. There's got to be something better.
That's right.
You're shooting people and they're running away in the back.
Oh, that's fucking murder, dude. You shoot someone in the back, man. That's, unless they're having a gun to go around shooting, murdering people. Like, dude, wasn't that always cowardly back in the day to shoot someone in the back?
Yeah, that's right.
But you know what it is? It goes based off of what he just said about police officers if they feel threatened. But police officers, that's why the laws need to be changed, like what my brother Taalik is saying, because police officers, white police officers, feel threatened just by seeing a person of dark skin.
Right.
That's enough
threat.
Yes. I just wanted to add that in there, memes.
You know, that little boy.
No, dude, that's the sheer fact that we even have to think that that's a factor. And in some cases a factor? Absolutely. Because, dude, all I know is math is hard. But when I did learn some statistics, there's always going to be an outlier. There will always be some cases. And I do think most of humanity kind of falls along a very broad spectrum, whatever group it is there. There's always going to be some bad apples wherever it is. But I do have to believe, that most folks are good people. Otherwise, what's the point? It's just kind of like you're saying, trying to get them like the framework to try to understand where maybe another person's coming from, maybe some of the pain that they felt. Because as soon as you, and that's one of the problems, man, in our society, we try to be, oh, you got to be so macho, you got to do this, oh, you can never cry and everything. Yeah. Dude, one of the best words that I ever heard was the Macho Man Randy Savage on the Arsenio Hall show, where he just turns to the Macho Man and he's like, Macho Man, that's your name. He's like, Macho Man, you ever cry? And he's like, ooh, yeah. He's like, yeah, I've cried plenty of times before, and I'm gonna probably cry some more. But he's like, here's the thing. You get knocked down, you get back up, you take that standing 8 count, and you fight again. In that case, you're Macho Man. Right. And that's the thing, man. Just it's all right. It's all right to show emotions as long as you're coming from a good place, as long as you're trying to be positive, at least trying to make a goddamn attempt at living a good life. Like, people around you notice. We affect each other in just so many ways that we just don't even notice before. I try to go back, look on my life. I'm just like, wow, I'm a freaking idiot. All these things that I did could have just, maybe I would have gone down a different path. Maybe I would be married. Maybe I have a bunch of kids. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'd be in the army. Maybe I'd be dead. I don't know, man. It's just, every day we make choices and stuff, and it's just, I don't know. I think that comes down to like the whole free will thing, man. I think we need to try to tend into a direction, maybe give it a shot.
Well, I would tell you the ultimate real solution in this case, the idea of Mississippi is what I call isolation. So I am a
but I don't like that, man. It just,
I'm sorry that you don't like it, but the isolation is the ultimate forward progression to separation. That's the real solution to this problem, is to separate, because the interaction that we have right now, it was not due to mutual respect. We was brought together by unnatural circumstance, which of course is slavery and colonialism. It was not because I like you and you like me. It was because somebody conquered another person. That's what happened. This was not a relationship born of due respect. You can do that. You know, why should I go all out of my way? So, brothers and sisters, we have been trying to work with Caucasian people in this nation going on 500 years. We have done nothing. Like I was telling the common sense guy last time we met. I said, look, man, we have not done nothing to these people. We were slaves for over 400 years and still getting mistreated to this day. We have done nothing to them. Every time you turn around, redlining, what the hell you said?
Gerrymandering.
Yeah,
gentrification.
Right. We still
a little bit of both happens, yeah.
We still continue to be denied certain employment and housing. This still go on and on and on and on. You should be tired. Who are these people that I gotta continue to go out of my way? They got to be so lovey-dovey with these suckers, to try to live with them. To hell with them. It's time to get the hell away from these beasts. It's time for it. So isolation is just a step to separation. You got to get the hell away from these people. And I can guarantee you, once you separate from these people, your relationship really will get better. It will get better because now you can't talk about, we do this for you and you. No, look, we're going to separate. Either we sink or we swim. You don't have to worry about me. If I have to eat beans for the next 30 years, I would rather eat beans for the next 30 years than live with your ass. Tired of you. I'm tired of my children going out in the street playing with a toy gun and get shot down like a damn dog. Your flashlight, your headlights or something on your car don't work.
Yeah, iPhone.
Next thing you know, you mysteriously committed suicide in your cell. Sick of that stuff. Your best bet is to separate from these people. Now, once we separate, if you want to have a business relationship, maybe we can do that. But like I was telling the common sense guy, but don't think you're going to get my daughter, and my son is not going to have nothing to do with your daughter. This is a business relationship. We're not going to have that kind of social interaction, because if that was the case, we might as well kept doing what we was doing. The purpose of separation is to get the hell away from your ass. So don't come trying to get my daughter. I don't want your daughter. My son don't want your daughter. You definitely don't have. Now, if you think that you want to try to get in my daughter's underwear, we're going to cut business relationship because it's not happening. I'm sick of you. I done dealt with your ass for 500 years. That's it. I don't want nothing else to do with you no more. I would rather live a primitive life than deal with these suckers. It should be over with. And see, that's another thing. Our soul brothers and sisters, are you so sick of this condition? Are you willing to live a primitive life? You know, go back to fetching your own water, you know, a bow and arrow and shoot a bird in the tree, you know, for dinner. To get away from these suckers, live a primitive, you know. Do you want to hold on to YouTube and Facebook and all that stuff? Freedom is more important to me than YouTube and Facebook and all that kind of good stuff. I would rather live a primitive and get the hell away from them, because you can always, once you get away from these devils, you can always begin the process of technology and building yourself up. First thing that you need to do, get away from these people who's keeping you from being a damn human being. Understand? Sister Nova said people living primitive life are happier than these Negroes and white supremacy. There are more depressed people committing suicide in America. That's right.
The Western countries, sure. You should try to give her one more call. See if you can just get it to work on the phone. I don't know if you feel like doing that, but I would have really loved to hear this, sister. And I don't see why it wouldn't work. Like, I've seen this done hundreds and hundreds of times.
I've done it.
Yeah.
We done it the last, matter of fact, we did it the last time. The last time I was on the chat. She was on my speakerphone.
Yeah, I had Sister Rashida.
Sure did, on the speakerphone.
Yeah.
Did you have a headset, Angel? Because maybe like it was getting reverb from the speaker.
No, I'm not wearing a headset.
Oh,
I was saying, did you have one, or turn the speakers down just a little bit?
No. I'm gonna give her a call.
Try it, and then try turning the speakers down some if it starts to make that noise, or back up some.
She said that's all right. She's just gonna take the mic back and get a different one, because we're basically done anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But like I said, I wanted the subjects that I had really wanted to deal with, a couple of topics. I really wanted a woman's, you know, feedback. And unfortunately, because of technical difficulties, that's not possible. But, you know, I mean, we had a good talk. I mean, after technical difficulties, we still got an hour in.
And it's just, man, I just wanted to bring up just one last point, man, if I may. And that's the argument I have, and maybe it's a selfish argument, but it's the exact same ultimate argument that I would say to Richard Spencer. Mm-hmm. It's, if I want to ask a Kenyan goddess out for sushi, I want to be able to ask a Kenyan goddess out for sushi. Mm-hmm. And that's where I'm coming from. I understand, man. It sounds like you guys, you've walked your path in life. There's been a lot of pain along that path. Mm-hmm. I do not understand that pain. Right. That's why I want to listen, to try to learn. And it's just, I think there might be a path without having to necessarily go that. And again, like, I think maybe another 20, 30. Not to cut you
off.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, not to cut you off, but while you making that point. See, this is the thing, and I try to bring this up to common sense guy again. See, when you love somebody, and I gave this as a simple example. If a man cheat on his wife, and he's really sincere about getting back with his wife, he's like, damn, I made a mistake. Man, I blew my marriage. You know, it's up to him to prove himself worthy of forgiveness. We're dealing with a group of people, or a country or a nation of people. They don't think they have to prove nothing to us. That's the problem. They don't think they have to go out of their way to show love and show humanity, because see, first of all, when a man is trying to make up with his wife, he is willing to buy the highest price diamond. You know, he's willing to do whatever is necessary to get her back. These people, you mean I got to give them Negroes a Tootsie Roll? Ah, forget that. I'm not giving my Tootsie Roll to them Negroes. See, that's their thinking process. They don't want to give up nothing. They want things they want us to continue to interact and be with them like nothing happened. You know, Just like common sense guy said, well, slavery don't exist no more. Those things don't happen no more. The hurt and the pain, the reason why we're sitting here today is because of what happened in the past. And actually, we still have things that's going on today. But the common sense guy think that we are some type of hypochondriac. This is all in our head. It ain't really happening. And see, when you have people that think that way, your best bet is just to get the hell away from them. Because in the end, it can only be violent. Because they're not trying to understand. They think they're not doing anything. You know, I can guarantee you, a child molester don't think he's doing nothing wrong. I can guarantee you that. Many of these people, they don't think they commit a crime. I'm just loving a child. Because maybe they was molested. You know, some of them are sick because they was molested. But they don't find nothing wrong. These people don't find nothing wrong with nothing they do. So that's the problem. And I understand where you're coming from. But when you got people with that mentality, you cannot work with that. We've been trying to deal with these people for 500 years.
I think pain might be one of the most real things there is. And here's the thing. It's I try to get, and I think I get where common sense guy is coming from and everything. And yeah, while the letter of the law may read one thing, our own life experience, the path we travel, and our experience within it, there's something there that we can make better. I'll share a real quick example, and then I'll just shut the heck up. The reason why I gave the example I did is because I went to a folk festival in my town. We have a folk festival, and we have folks from all over the world there. And I happened to go into a bar, and I was drinking, and I noticed there's this beautiful woman there. She had a gorgeous dress on and everything. And I saw a man with her. I saw a brother with her. And I looked, I'm like, all right, that is either her husband, her boyfriend, or her brother. And I wasn't sure. I found out it was her brother. I ended up walking her back at the end of that night to basically her brother to get picked up and everything. And we were walking along. And she mentioned to me, she's like, folks are looking at us. And, you know, I try to play it off. I'm like, well, they're looking at the most gorgeous woman that's here. Because she was the most gorgeous woman that was there. But, dude, I saw the uneasiness in her eyes. And just the sheer fact that they may have been considering that some burly kind of like Viking freaking dirty dude was walking this freaking Kenyan goddess back. And maybe they were judging us in some way. I know that shouldn't matter. I know it shouldn't matter. But there's something there. There's something there. And I think it can be better. And I think there's a better path, and I don't know. I'm trying to find one. But
there's no. That's the problem. It's what they call white supremacy. This is just not this is just not an American issue. This is a worldwide issue, because this has affected dark-skinned people all over the world, and this mentality is in the minds of all those who were put in this dominant position because I'm white. This is the problem. All this has to be dismantled. The common sense guy told me we got to work within the system. No, sir. That's the problem. The problem is the system was designed to be against us. It was made to destroy me. We have to totally dismantle it. We have to just totally and start from scratch. But again, see, the problem again is that there are a vast majority of people who benefit. They like things just the way they are. They like that. They like having Caucasian skin and being in that position. They actually like. They're not going to tell you that, but they actually do. Just like right. Sister, our brother said, Taalik running for Congress ain't gonna change nothing. It's not. Running for Congress is not gonna change the condition of us in America or globally. That's true. That's true. I understand that. Only separation, yeah. Only separation is the real solution at this time. That's the real solution. Because we can see togetherness is not working. It's not working. We've been trying to deal with this for 500 years. It's not working. And again, who are these people that I have to go all out of my way to love and get along with? The hell with them. You know, if this was an individual situation, like if this was your roommate, y'all wouldn't tolerate it. You wouldn't talk about, well, we got to work things out. No, this dude ain't washing his dishes. He got a nasty ass dog in the house. Oh, we got to change. We got to separate. You wouldn't even go through all the drama if this was an individual situation. You would be agreeing with me. Oh, we got to separate. But for some reason, you don't want to agree with this when it's the right thing to do. But it's the right thing to do because those who cause the problem is not interested in really solving it. They're not interested. They are in the position to solve it. They don't want to solve nothing because to solve it means they got to give up something and they don't want to give up nothing. They like things just the way that they are. But when a man loves a woman for real, he don't care what he have to give up. He's got to go for, I want my wife and my family. I want my children back. He don't care if personally he don't have one dime in his pocket. I want my wife and I want my family back. They don't think that way. That's the problem here. So your best bet is to separate. Get away from people like that. Who want to be around folks like that? I don't want to be around people that think that way. If that's the way the common sense guy thinks, I don't want to be around people like that. I don't want to be around him. Because we're just not going to get, because his idea, the way he looks at life and things is different from mine. He's going to try to tell me about my hurt and pain. Well, I had a stomach ache and my stomach, you can't tell me how I hurt. Your pain affects you differently than how my pain hurts me. You can't tell me how to respond to my pain and my hurt, especially when it's continuing. It ain't like it stopped. It continues. So that's our problem, man. We're dealing with people who are not interested. I'm willing, and dark-skinned people, we're willing to sit down, and we have done it, to work things out and try to live with these races. It can't be done. It can't be done because that mentality of being a racist is that I must kill the darker. I must oppress the darker. That's just the bottom line of it. That's what racism was about. That's what racism was about.
I can't believe that, man. I have to believe most folks are good people, but I just there's a major there's something going on. No, like I said, I don't know. I just don't think that's it, or maybe I just don't want to believe that's it. I can't think that.
You live in a fantasy world, man. You live in a fantasy world.
Well, I am a dragon.
Yeah, you live in in a fantasy world. Sister Alberta said, if it ain't Uncle Sam coming after your coin, it's the criminal justice system or race soldiers lynching your children, and she don't see God doing nothing to stop these people. God is not even coming to our aid. We got to do something. We got to do something here, And what they said, drastic times call for drastic measures or something to that effect. Hey, she said, maybe God don't like black people. Well, I heard that God was white. That's what I was told. So
I thought Jesus looked like a Pakistani gentleman who was, I don't know, that's sub-Saharan Africa, man.
Well, if you go over to Africa, the posters and pictures that those African people over there are carrying are pictures of a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus.
Yeah. Well, colonialism.
I didn't think Jesus was from North. I'm sorry, that was a terrible.
Your mic is going in and out.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm sorry about that. No, I just said I didn't know Jesus was from Norway.
I saw a guy in Washington State one time. I went to get some apples. And this guy was working, and he turned around. He looked just like that very famous picture of Jesus. He looked just like that. Made my heart jump. I'm like, Jesus. He looked just like it. Like that picture. But that's the image that they gave to dark-skinned people once they got conquered. That image of Jesus. So,
but I mean, the teachings, man, the teaching to treat one another like thy neighbor, to love each other like a brother, dude, that's powerful. And it's, I don't know, maybe it's technology or something like that. Maybe we've
watch my discussion. Watch my discussion. I break down because like these fundamental beliefs that you're talking about is, treat, everyone, decent and all that. Look at the history of America. Watch my video and tell me, like, of all of the, founders of this country, if they ever treated, dark-skinned people as human beings.
No. No. They never done it. We've never, they made slavery a way of life. Can you believe that? It was a way of life. They believed, and even their Christian teachings supported the fact that they are supposed to be served. Because what they say, one of Noah's son was cursed, and his son was turned black, and the children was cursed to serve other people, something to that effect or whatever. We're supposed to serve Caucasian people. They believe it. Their religion taught them that. Now, their religion taught them that, and their educational system taught them that. This went on for hundreds of years. And you think because they freed some slaves, all of a sudden it's supposed to stop? They still think that way. They still think that way. Ain't nothing changed. Because if they was thinking different, how can racism still exist? Somebody has to keep teaching the children this, the future generation. Somebody has to keep telling and pushing this. And I'm not talking about a few handful of folks. It's a vast majority of people that's teaching and behind this. So your best bet, look, stop the arguing and debating. Just separate. Get the hell away from these folks. You be more happier. They be more happier. The world will be more happier. I know, it's fantasy to look at things differently, but history and what's going on right now to this day, it tells you it's just not working. It's not working. Isolate and separate. That's the best thing that you could ever do. Otherwise, you're going to continue to have problems. That's just the bottom line. It's better for a married couple who can't get along to divorce than try to stay together for the sake of the children, because it can only get worse, and maybe one of the spouses will kill the other one, then the other one go to the morgue, the other one go to jail, and the children don't have no parents. And a lot of people who separate and divorce, they actually become better friends. So, you have to take that in consideration. There's nothing wrong with separation. Even the Bible, in religious teachings, it talks about separation. The God don't like it, but it's better to separate. God did not tell Moses to integrate with Egypt. God told Moses to separate. Told the prophet Lot to separate from Sodom and Gomorrah, not to integrate. That's the answer. That's the answer.
I see, and again, my brother, you may be correct, but it's just, for me, I have to believe that it isn't at that point yet. Maybe you're right. I don't know, but I remember when man was all one and spoke of the same tongues. They all spoke the same language. They built to the skies. They built too high too quickly. The Tower of Babel came crashing down upon them, and then man separated, and then they adopted their own languages again. See, I don't know. Maybe I tend to believe things come full circle, and I don't know. See, I'd prefer to see folks just coming together and just trying to do that is hard. It is freaking hard, because we got to be honest with each other, and the blade of truth cuts deeply both ways. It's painful.
That's the key. Be honest with each other. And if you're honest, you will agree with me that it's separation. However, now look, there are people like me, we fed up, and I'm pretty sure there's a few thousand, if not millions of us, who agree that we need to separate. Okay, we need to do that. There's always going to be some other Negroes for y'all to play with. There's going to be the Negro that think just like you. Oh, love everybody, enjoy. Y'all keep doing your thing. And don't come to me talk about, my son just got shot down. I'm discriminated against. That's what you want. So keep doing your thing. Don't come complaining to me. I'm here separate, got my own problem, but I feel good because I'm doing my own thing. Those problems I don't have to worry about. You want to stay and do that. Stop complaining. Just deal with it. I don't have to deal with all that no more because I'm out of there. So you're gonna have your Negroes that you want to play with and want to be rainbow with. They're gonna still be there. All of us not want to go nowhere. You have the Kenyan woman to keep chasing if you want her. You're gonna have those, but I'm not into that. I'm sick of it. And many of us have grown sick. We want to be able to separate ourselves and prove to ourselves that we are able to survive and be independent from races or anybody else. We can take care of ourselves and operate and do just like any other people on this planet. That's what I want to do. I want my own money. When I go in my pocket, there's a picture of Craig on the $5 bill. There's a picture of Sister Alberta on the $20 bill. That's the type of stuff. That's the type of stuff I like. I want to talk about. I want my own currency. I give the money value. So if the American dollar crashed, I don't give a damn. My money will still have value. So I don't care what Europe do. My money's still gonna have value because I made it possible to put the value on my currency. I don't care what these other suckers do. That's their business. See, that's the position I want to be in. I don't want to be dependent upon other suckers anymore. I'm fully functioning. My brain just as good as yours. My hands just as good as yours. I want to do my own thing. I want to grow up and get out of not my father's house, but these bastards' house that never liked me to begin with. That's just reality of it. Mims, you'll still have people to play with. You'll have those Negroes that you can la-di-da with. They'll still be there. They'll still be there. They're gonna go down and stay with these races until the ship sinks. I'm not going to be on the Titanic. That's a ship I want to get off of because the way this country is going, it's only one way and it's down. That's just how things roll.
I don't think we're there yet, man. And I have to believe we got to try to save the ship, man. I don't know. Maybe it's a captain complex or something. Maybe I just still believe in superhero comics from a kid. I don't know what it is.
Man, save the ship, and maybe we might come back and take a ride as friends. Save the ship. Come back and we'll take a ride.
Let me ask you this, and I'm asking you, and you know what? I realize I don't care because I know you said something about respecting folks that'll actually show their face, and you know what? I respect you, so I want to try to show you respect. So yeah. I just want to ask you one question. Yeah. Aside from the separation, can you entertain any idea of basically coming to a place where that would not be necessary? Would that be possible? Like, is there an idea you have? Like, what would it take? That's my answer to avoid separating.
What it would take would be, we need to stop seeing our children and babies getting shot down the street. What it would take is that we're tired of being discriminated with housing and employment and these other injustices. What it would take would be a sincere effort. We're not asking, ain't nobody asking for handouts, but you need to show us sincerity by giving us reparations, so that we can take the monies or reparations don't always have to be money. Somebody has their I got feedback. Because every time I talk, I hear myself. Okay, it's on. Show a sincere effort that you really want to care and change this dynamic. That's what you need to do. It's not my responsibility. I'm the victim. I'm the woman that got cheated on. It's up to those who were the perpetrators of the crime to show I'm different. I want to do things different or whatever. It ain't up to me to do that. But until then, I'm not interested. And that's justice. That's justice. I have the right to get the hell away from those who cause me harm. I don't have to mess with, if a dog bite me, I don't have to go all out of my way to try to be friends with that dog. That dog bit me. I don't have to go, if I decide one day, I think I want to try to, pet the dog again, that's on me. But I don't have to go all out my way. This damn dog that bit me for no reason and try to be this dog's friend. The hell with that damn dog. I hope the dog catch him and euthanize his ass.
I know, man. I know, dude. I've done some terrible things in my life, and dude, I've made some mistakes. Like, dude, when I was a little kid, I lived in an old house, flipped on 2 light switches at the same time, just zapped that crap out of me. And then, being a smart 7-year-old I was, I'm like, why do I need to turn on those lights? So I swapped them off again. I zapped myself again. I didn't do it since. I didn't. So it took me twice, but I end up figuring out. And I think Sister Alberta actually hit it on the head there when she was describing some of the system. Dude, I was having this discussion last night with one of my friends, and what she happens to be a social worker. And she says one of the things that she sees all the time is a lot of folks where even if they want to go out there and get work or something, like they may lose money. Dude, I was on unemployment one time in my life. I literally had no more money. I went on it and I'm like, all right. And I actually went out. I went out there to go find a job, and I was offered a job. And I'm looking at the job and I'm like, I'm going to lose money. I had a V8 Ford Explorer for my commute, all my time and everything. I was going to be making less than unemployment. I'm like, what's wrong? And what she told me is, if you could make the system a little bit different, have someone actually be able to have some savings rather than living paycheck to paycheck, actually be able to go out there, get a nice apartment, maybe put a down payment on a house, like God willing, just be able to actually like get somewhere in life. Because all of a sudden, and I've talked with other folks, even Mad Dogs, I know you guys were yelling at each other before. He even told me, like, when he was on like the system and stuff, if we were to get a job, they're going to take everything else away, and then he's going to have additional expenses. So if we can't find a way for folks to actually just be able to like progress in life, if folks are always going to feel they're going to be at the same level, like, you ain't going to want to change all. You're like, there's no point. We're going to get screwed. Oh, sorry about that motorcycle.
Well, I'll tell you this. We probably wrap this on up here. But see, just like the way that you come here, see, as an individual, I can talk to you, okay? As an individual. But see, you as an individual doesn't really mean anything. It's those who are in power, those who are actually in positions to really make some change, they are not interested unless you go to them. Don't come to me. People like you go to them and say, look, y'all, we got this issue here. We need some change. Because see, again, when it comes to exploitation against women, a man is not going to listen to women's gripes. It's basically in this ear and out the other. It takes men to go to another man and say, look, you need to do women like this. You need to stop doing this. So you dealing with racism, it's difficult for a Caucasian person to argue with another Caucasian person because y'all the same. And
we are more similar than we are different, dude. But no, we each are different.
It blows their mind if you agree with the victim. Like, what the hell wrong with you? And of course, as you know, they'll call you a nigger lover. I ain't had a nigger lover. See, that's another thing too. There are a lot of Caucasian people who would speak out or whatever, but they don't want to take the heat. That's a nigger lover. And then next thing you know, they go to their car and their car blow up. They ain't ready to go. They're not ready to go like that. See, that's a dangerous position to take because you got those idiots, which it did happen in the civil rights era. As you know, there were Caucasian people and Jews that did try to help in that effort, and some of them was murdered. So, you know, when you take that position and you mean it, it might mean your life because you got those who out there that don't want to change nothing like that. You know, they will kill you because you're trying to help the Negroes.
So, you hit a nail on the head there, dude. And that's why I used the quote from JFK earlier, man, because it's always easy, because we're human beings, man. We're 80% water. We tend to go the path of least resistance. I get that, but it's just, I think deep down, most people, most folks, they kind of know what's right. They might not always do it because of whatever societal program, whatever this particular law may be, whatever this was here or there, but it's just, there needs to be something better. And just the system as a whole, just, I get it. Like, it's set up in a particular way. And I'm thinking, because, dude, I'll be straight up, man. I had a time in my life where I was pulled over. I shouldn't have been driving. I was actually driving home from a Halloween party, and my buddy was dressed up as Jesus. He just broken up with his girlfriend. He needed to go home for some reason. Dude, I should not have been driving that night. I got pulled over. The town in which I got pulled over, demographically, it was a pretty whitewashed area. at everything. I got pulled over, and I don't know if it was because my little Geo Metro there was such a piece of crap. The windows like wouldn't stay up, so I had to shove 2-liter bottles in the side. I'm opening the door. I'm watching the alcohol from my breath condense on the window, and he asked me license and registration. And dude, I'm sitting there. I'm like, my life is over. My life is over. I'm not going to be able to get a job. I'm just going to go to jail. I'm going to lose my license and everything. They actually made my friend who was dressed as Jesus get out of the car. They had him get out of the car. They saw that he was kind of just a little out of it. And I guess, I don't know if it was I was wearing a red, white, and blue jacket, had a crew cut at the time, or maybe even the color of my skin. But the sheer fact that I would even consider that the color of my skin was the reason I got off there. Like,
yeah,
that ain't right, man. That ain't right. And just, there has to be a better path forward. I'm trying to look for it. And just the thing that gets me is if we're locking folks up for just having a joint on them, and then all of a sudden they can't get a job and stuff. Oh, I wonder why. Hey, if you're going to do what you need to do to survive, of course. Hey, I understand you maybe selling some drugs on the street and stuff. And if then it gets competitive, folks are killing each other. Dude, I see so many folks out there. I'm like, dude, if we gave this person maybe a hand, and maybe like, I don't know, maybe something like President Barack Obama used to do, be a community organizer, be able to try to empower different folks in the community to try to, I don't know, maybe start a construction company or something like that. Because there's a lot of folks, especially a lot of young men, just that would love to do a job like that, be able to build something, be able to create something, and actually like build a life, build a family. And I think we could avoid a lot of the stuff here. Maybe I'm just a wishful fool. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you. When we talk about isolation, when we talk about separation, that's a decision that has come to the top because, I mean, you don't see no other way out. I mean, it's America and the way. I mean, this is our life. Okay, it's not an easy decision to. I mean, it's a very difficult decision to make, to say, I'm sick of this, I want to leave it. I mean, because this is all that we've known. This is all that we know. So it has to be a desperate act to get to the point where I have a better chance to just try to do something on my own. It's come to that point. So, it's a last ditch option because you wrestle with other things, and the people that you're dealing with, I'm very sure that even in your personal life, there are people that you just cannot deal with. Your best bet is just to leave them alone, no matter what you do. You got neighbors like that. Some people have moved out the neighborhood because there's some idiot. If they stay there, it's gonna be some trouble. Somebody's gonna end up dead. So somebody decide, I'm just gonna move away because I'm gonna mess around and shoot this dude in the damn face. That's what happens to us on an individual level. This is something that has been going on for 500 years. It has to, it's not getting better. So it's best that we separate. I said isolate. That gives you the first step and gives you an opportunity to learn the things that you need to do in order to separate. And then once you get a foothold, then you need to separate. Unless in your isolation, maybe the people that's around you finally get the message and they say, look, let's really get down. Let's sincerely and honestly come to the table and let us stop this stuff. See what I'm saying? Oh, it reminds you like this, let's go back to the marriage scenario. Like a wife telling her husband, I'm going to leave you. The husband don't take her seriously until she actually packed the bags and start to leave. Then it's not a joke no more. He really like, baby, oh, you ain't serious. Yeah, I'm getting out of here. Now he was laughing because he didn't think she's a single woman. She don't have no skill. How she gonna take care of her? So he's laughing. But then when he see it don't make no difference, she's willing to do whatever she needs to do. She got to get the hell out of Dodge. Now he takes her seriously and he cares because he don't want her to leave because he loves her. Now, for those who don't give a damn about you, pack your bags. Pack your bag. Want me to give you a ticket? They tell us to go to Africa all the time. All the time. Why don't y'all go back to Africa? Folks tell you that all the time. But yeah, so I mean, we can have talks like this, but people like you, you're an individual. You're not sitting in a position to cause the change that we need. You're not in that position. You're not a governor. You're not a mayor. You're not a high educator in one of these prominent schools. You know, things that in a position that can make changes. The people that's in these positions that can make changes, they are not interested. That's just the bottom line.
Change starts with one person at a time.
And that's you. So you go talk to him.
I'll give it my best shot, man.
With that said, y'all, I'm tired as a mug. I'm tired. Anybody want to say some ending thoughts or whatever? I'm done myself. Brother Craig, did you want to say something?
I'll go for it. All I would say is, you know, always, it's been a great discussion.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, I definitely want to get that, you know, information about that video, Mississippi plan that you're talking about. And I would like to hear my man Memes or you just close it out real quick. Just give closure to this so we can close out.
Yeah, no, okay.
You got one final thing to say?
No, I'm like, if Bill want to say something, it's all good.
Yeah. No, I appreciate. No. Thank you. And that's why I wanted to come on here and just discuss ideas and have things around. And even if we disagree on some of the details or even some of the core things, it's just, I still have to believe we really are more similar than we are different, but we each have our own unique life experience. Yeah. And my core, man, is I have to believe most folks are good people, because other than that, anything else that comes out of my mouth, it don't make no sense at all. But it's just, we have to understand that it's just, most folks do act in their own self-interest as well. Right. And it's just, we do live in an imperfect world. But going back to something you were saying earlier, Angel, was basically, you said, if even God has abandoned us, I'd have to disagree, because I have to believe there's a spark of divinity, or there's something about human life, just something in each and every one of us that just, I think together we can do it, but just, we're not hearing each other right now. And just we hear words being spoken, but it's almost like we aren't really willing to listen as well, or our mind goes to the worst place. So I'm just thinking, just very small things like we're doing right now, just having open discussions, being able to just pitch ideas in good faith. Yeah. I think that's how we can find it. I think technology might have something to do with it for a better path forward. On that, I'm done. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. With that said, thank you, Mills. Thank you, Brother Craig. Thank you, Sister Alberta, for joining me today. Again, I apologize for situation out of my control. These technical things. I mean, it was really bad today. I've had some bad days, but this was a bad one today. But anyway, we threw some things around, some ideas, and I think I'm going to do this again next week at this time, open discussion. I did want to probably speak more about the Mississippi idea, but this is also good too. And like I said, I wanted a woman's point of view. That's why I invited Sister Alberta to bring a woman's point of view, feedback. Maybe I might have another sister by that time to join us too. But this is good. It's good as far as individual is concerned. But again, like I said before, those who are in power, those who are actually in positions to change a condition and make things that was correct, make them correct, they're not interested. So we have no choice. We have to change our destiny. We cannot, as dark-skinned people, soul brothers and sisters, we cannot continue to live like this. It's not good. We cannot continue to pass this down to our generations. That's not fair to them. We have to change this. They shouldn't have to deal with this mess like we have had to do for the last 500 years. It's not fair. It's not fair to us, and it's definitely not fair to these poor babies that's innocent. They have no idea what's going on right now. But in a few years, they're gonna like, dang, they're gonna have to face the same garbage. I don't want them to face the same mess that I had to deal with. I want to put myself in a position to change our destiny. With that said, I'm Angelsnupnup7, and as Don Cornelius always used to tell us, As important, I wish us love, peace, and soul. And we are off.